Hey guys, Sam here, and welcome to another episode of our Leeds United Career Mode series. Going into deadline day here today, guys. It's going to be a pretty boring deadline day, if I'm completely honest. Thank you so much for the support on the last episode and on so far Season 2 of this Leeds United Career Mode. People seem to really be loving the fact that we're in the Premier League, and now this is really where this Career Mode begins, and we start to maybe build this team slowly but surely into a mid-table, top 8, top 6, and who knows, eventually top 4, maybe even a Premier League. It's going to take a while, but I'm liking the feel of this team already. I'm thinking that in terms of relegation, I think we're comfortable so far. That's how I feel. I don't want to jinx it. That's just how I feel. I feel like playing on Legendary, I thought if we get dominated, it's going to be a bit of a struggle. But I think the money that we spent and the team that we had already combined, I think has made a really, really good team. So I'm quietly confident that we will miss out on those relegation spots. Now, the reason it's going to be a quiet transfer deadline day for us is because there was one comment that really I thought was a very good point. And he said, why not save the money and try and go for some pre-contracts? So we have 5 million or so in our transfer budget at the moment, and we are going to save it. And assuming that we don't get any big transfer offers for some of our best players, hopefully we're not going to sell anybody either. So we're going to have a bit of depth going into the season, and we'll take a look at some pre-contracts in January, and maybe we can bring in a couple of decent players for free. You never know who's running out their contract. I don't actually know who runs out of their contract in this season, so we'll figure it out together. And yeah, it'll be an interesting scenario to be in. We could pick up some really good players in the market for free, which would be ideal. Now, in terms of the Billy Bremner Award, guys, you guys had your say in the top right corner, and for the first game against West Bromwich Albion, you guys voted Danny Ings to get the 2 points, the goal scorer, of course. I didn't put Felix Vidvald in the poll, and I really should have, and I completely I forgot. He saved the penalty and kept a clean sheet, and I'm going to give him the 1 point. He should have been in the vote for 2 points. I still think Danny Ings probably would have won it because he's the goal scorer, but Danny Ings gets 2, Felix Vidvald gets 1. And for the game against Manchester City, you guys voted Pontus Jansson as the 2-point earner. I gave my 1 point to Saiz. Right, our first game of today's episode is a home game against Sheffield Wednesday, a team that we know quite well, obviously playing them in the Championship. And this is a lineup that'll be facing them here today. It's a bit of a rotated lineup because I think this is a great opportunity to play some different players. Vidvald is still in goal. Anita, Janssen, Cooper and Berardi as the back four. Loftus-Cheek and Vieira in midfield. Kemar Roofe on the right. Ben Woodburn on the left. And then Saiz behind Danny Ings. Saiz plays it through, trying to find Kemar Roofe. And what was that? A massive collision, and according to the referee, it's a penalty. Holy moly, our first attack, first 2 minutes, and a penalty has been blown. Controversial stuff. Just taking a look at the replay, I'm not quite sure. I really don't know what happened there. He definitely didn't get the ball, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to complain though. Danny Ings to step up for this penalty. He's not usually going to take our penalties, but I'm going to give one today to him, and Westwood goes the right way, and Sheffield Wednesday survive what could have been a very early tragedy for them. Saiz has Ings ahead of him. Ings with a fake shot, gets around one player. He's earned the free kick, but he goes for the finish, and it's a fantastically taken goal, and that, I'm sure, will make him feel a lot better for that penalty miss. And just over 20 minutes in, Danny Ings has scored his 2nd goal for the club, and good to see him just get a bit of confidence. That penalty miss could have really hurt him, but I think this might turn it around. Great ball from Saiz here, and just a quick fake shot. The defender could not keep up with him. He tried taking him down and just got ahead of that slide tackle and tucked the ball in to the far post. Fantastic work from Danny Ings. Picks up the goal and puts us up 1-0. Loftus-Cheek out wide to Vernon Anita. He's got Saiz in the middle. Saiz, a nice turn, very good turn, and he gets away fantastically. Puts it back on his right. Saiz going for the finesse. Great work from the defender. Oh, Kemar Roofe is down. He is injured. This is not good. It looks like it's a bad one. He's holding his knee. And I never like seeing players hold their knee, so let's just, fingers crossed, it's nothing too serious. Yeah, it's just the way he's landed on it, it looks like. So it could be a hyperextension, but I really hope it's not. They don't label that as an ACL or anything serious. Ronaldo Vieira through to Alioski. Great ball. Alioski just takes that ball in his stride fantastically. And this is what Alioski did in the Championship. And he's nearly just done it again. Sheffield Wednesday know all about him. And he nearly just did one of his pattern and cut-in moves onto his left foot. Great run from Alioski. The way he took that ball under control was insanity. Sheffield Wednesday now, the decent attack. They've whipped it in into Fletcher. Holy shit, that was heart-stopping stuff. That could have been a fantastic goal. The ball didn't touch the ground since that through ball, the diagonal ball. The ball did not touch the ground. The cross was taken on a volley. I guess a second effort volley. I thought I was just going to concede, like, goal of the season right there. There it is, full time at Elland Road, and it is a 1-0 win. I mean, Sheffield Wednesday did apply some pressure at the end of the game there, but I felt that we probably should have gotten a second goal, all things considered. But it is a win, another clean sheet, 1-0, and it is a bit... I really wanted to score another goal, because so far we've only been able to score one goal in the first 3 games, so... I just want to score a second goal. I want to score 2 goals in a game just to know we can do it. In terms of the statistics, that pretty much sums up the game, really. 10 shots, 4 on target for us, 54% possession. To Sheffield Wednesday's 3 shots, 1 on target, 46% possession. I thought we were all over Sheffield Wednesday. And at the end of the day, even though it was only 1-0, I thought it was a pretty easy win. No surprise that the man of the match was Danny Ings, who picked up the goal. There's some pretty good candidates for the 2 points. So in the top right corner, you guys can vote for who you think deserves the 2 points. Ronaldo Vieira got the assist, but I thought Roofe was fantastic until he got injured. And even Saiz put in a very, very good performance, turning players and playing balls through. And we kept a clean sheet as well, so the defenders were really good as well. I thought Anita had a good first game of the season. So there's a lot of options. You guys vote in the top right corner who gets your 2 points, but congrats to Danny Ings, who gets 3. Oh, man. We have an update with the injury. It is an anterior crucial ligament, which is the ACL. And Roofe will be out for 7 months, which means we won't see him until April. That is such a shame. Such a shame. He was so good in that game. He's a really great player. And that has just spoilt the entire season for him. Alright, here's our lineup as we come off of the international break. We do host Spurs, a struggling Spurs, it has to be said. Only 1 point from their first 3 games. Vidvalde in between the sticks, Ayling, Janssen, Jorge and Sessegnon as the back 4. Phillips and Vieira are the midfield. Alioski, Saiz and Townsend are the front 3 with Danny Ings up top. It's what has been deemed as really our strongest lineup. And I'm guessing this is going to be a very hungry Spurs looking for a win. So it's not going to be easy. Heung-min Son now. He's got some strength on him. Finds Vincent Janssen. Great little turning from him. He goes for the shot and just over the crossbar. And Spurs have definitely shown that they're not here to play games. Kieran Tierney plays it through to Heung-min Son, who I think's onside actually. And good work from Luke Ayling there to get the ball back, because Heung-min Son had timed that run to perfection. Sessegnon now bombing down the left. He's got Ings, who's got ahead of him Andros Townsend against his former team. Townsend on his left, goes across goal. Oh my word. A decent effort from Andros Townsend. Not bad at all. Heung-min Son now on the right-hand side. This guy is everywhere. He's playing on the left, he's playing on the right, he's probably playing up front as well. Goes for a fantastic run. Finds Janssen, who tries playing a 1-2, but great work from the defense. Dele Alli through to Dembele. Dembele to Janssen. Janssen going for a little stroll. He finds Edwards back to Janssen, and Jorge gets his body in the way like a proper defender should. Amos plays that through to Heung-min Son, and he first times it, and Felix gets low and makes sure he makes the save. Andros Townsend just flicks it over his head. Has Phillips in the midfield. Phillips out wide to Alioski, who knows he has the support of Luke Ayling, who whips it in. Luke Ayling finds Townsend, and he's put it wide. I really thought that was actually going in. Like, I genuinely believe the ball was in the back of the net, and it's just gone wide. And Luke Ayling just finds the best crosses, and Townsend, I don't think, was just prepared for that, and he puts it wide. Man, that could have been 1-0, and what a goal that would have been as well. But seriously, like, Luke Ayling is probably the best crosser we have in the entire team. Saiz now in a bit of room. He's got Vidma trying to chase him. He's got Danny Ings going inside the box, and nothing was really on there. Saiz just tries to shake Vidma off, gets the fake shot off, whips the ball into an oncoming Phillips. Phillips takes it under his control. And unfortunately, again, the Spurs defense just putting their bodies on the line there, and just making sure that, really, Vorm doesn't have anything to do in between the sticks. Heung-min Son out wide. Great slide tackle from Sessegnon. Unfortunately, didn't grab the ball. Didn't get the man either. And we've got the ball back now, and Townsend's going to go for a run. He has Sayis in support. Sayis sees Danny Ings, who wants it out wide. He makes some great runs, Danny Ings. He really gets in space. He doesn't care where it is. Holds off his ball, finds Alioski on his left, and Vorm gets low. And that's I think that's one of Vorm's first saves, to be honest, because the Spurs defense have just been this absolute wall. Oh, Andros. Yes, son. Andros Townsend against his former team now has an opportunity. He's going to try and sweat this. He gets it into Danny Ings, and we're 1-0 up against Spurs at home. And we have done this now, I think once or twice this season, where the defense, we just attack them and get the ball back. What a play from Andros Townsend. Hats off to him. He did all the work. And credit to Danny Ings actually following him and making sure he had that option, had the support. I was in two minds of whether to shoot with Townsend or not, but I'm not sure who that is, but they made up a lot of ground, the Spurs defender. Looks like Moussa Dembele. Made up a lot of ground, and I thought the sweat would be the better option, and Danny Ings gets another goal. And we're 1-0 up against Spurs. Holy crap, how has this happened? How have we turned this game around? Vidma. Through to Rojo, through to Janssen. Janssen pulls it back on his left, and he just pushes it past the post. Oh man, Spurs are looking for this equaliser big time, and that was a fantastic opportunity. Falls to Vincent Janssen. To Heung-min Son. Vieira gets in the way. It's still with Heung-min Son, and we're just harassing them, and Sessegnon, nicely done, just gets us the ball back, and we run it out to a 1-0 win against Spurs, who are now 1 point in 4 games. And it's another 1-0 win. 6 shots, 2 on target for us with 47% possession to Spurs' 6 shots, none on target. 53% possession. So overall, Spurs, I think, as I said, the first 45 minutes was all Tottenham. I think they played fantastically. And in the second half, we started to get a bit into it. And by the end of it, we were looking very, very good. So unfortunate for Tottenham. They probably should have had a goal in the first half, to be honest, but I'm not complaining. A 1-0 win, I am absolutely not complaining. 3 points against Tottenham. I'm very happy with that. Surprise, surprise, the goal scorer Danny Ings picks up the man of the match and gets himself 3 points in the Billy Bremner table. Some options for the 2 points. Townsend with the assist looks the most likely, but I thought Sessegnon and Luke Ayling had fantastic games. Ayling is such a good player. Luke Ayling, I love Luke Ayling. His ability, he's first of all, he's tall. He's a great defender. He's not too quick, but he can do a job. He gets overlapping, and his crosses are fantastic. I love Luke Ayling, and I thought he had a great performance again today. Sayis, of course, put in a good shift as well, and we got a clean sheet, so you got to credit some of the defenders, but Townsend's looking pretty good with that assist in terms of the 2 points, but you guys have your say in the top right corner. Who earned your 2 points? Next up on the calendar is an away trip at Anfield against Liverpool, and the lineup stays the same. Wiedwald in between the sticks, Ayling, Janssen, Jorge, and Sessegnon as the back four, Phillips and Vieira in midfield with Alioski, Sayis, and Townsend as the 3, and Danny Ings coming up against his former club up front. Wouldn't it be nice if we could score a goal with Danny Ings here at Anfield, just to show the Liverpool fans and also Jurgen Klopp what they're missing out on. Overall though, I mean, I'm always hoping for a point. That's really what it comes down to. If we're good enough to get a point, I'd be pretty happy with that. But we're playing some fantastic football, so maybe we'll pick up the win, who knows. Oh, Sayis, nice little turn from him. We've started off positively here. Sayis has Danny Ings in support. Danny Ings now takes it on his right, goes across goal, and Klavan gets in the way. Through to Sayis, he has Alioski in support. Alioski now is going to whip that in. It's Danny Ings! It's Danny Ings! He scored! I wasn't sure if that went in or not. Danny Ings has scored for Leeds. Would you believe it? In the first 6 minutes at Anfield against his former club, and he's celebrated as well. What a cross from Alioski. Danny Ings attacks it and just creeps it in. I honestly thought that was wide, but he's tucked it in, and we're 1-0 up against Liverpool. This team keeps surprising me, man. We are doing things I was not expecting to do. And we're 1-0 up at Anfield. Let's just hold on to this as much as we can now. Sayis to Phillips, through to Alioski, and Liverpool, just like they do in real life, have just opened up. Alioski on his left, carries with a save. Second effort to Danny, and he scores again. It's 2-0. And he goes to celebrate with the Leeds fans. 12 minutes in, we are 2-0 up against Liverpool at Anfield. What the hell is going on here? Holy crap. I'm speechless. How are we doing this? I don't know. Maybe it's because Liverpool's back four is garbage at the moment. I don't know. Maybe that's why. But we are 2-0 up. Danny Ings has a brace. And Liverpool are just crumbling. Jordan Henderson now on his right. He's rattled the crossbar. And maybe that gives Liverpool a little bit of hope now. Because that's their first chance of the game. And maybe that'll get them fired up a little bit. Ronaldo Vieira, he's injured, but he's still got to go for a long shot. Oh my goodness, it falls to Townsend, and how has he missed that? What is with Townsend and missing these chances? That could have been a crazy goal for 3-0. And what a scenario that would have been. Falls to Grujic. Through to Solanke, and Vidval with great save. It was straight at him, but he had to get down low. Salah trying to whip it in again. And once again, Liverpool trying to get back in this game, and they're starting to maybe straighten up their act a little bit. Danny Ings now. He's in some space. He's hit the gap. Can Danny Ings get a first half hat-trick against Liverpool? He's pushed it out wide. We could just hold off to half-time. I'd take a 2-0 lead at half-time. No worries. But if they get a goal back, that could be a big confidence booster. Henderson through to Grujic, or however you say it. Unfortunately, that ball back to Henderson was terrible. Grujic to Civirella to Henderson. Henderson plays it through to Johnny, back to Chirivella, falls to Jordan Henderson. Henderson now has a bit of room, and he's been one of their best players so far, Henderson. Got to make sure nothing happens here. On the stroke of half-time, and Dominic Solanke, as I'm saying, let's make sure nothing happens here. Brings back one for Liverpool just before half-time. Perfect time for them to score. Worst time for us to concede. And they have been building up. They have been getting better as the game goes along. I think we shocked them really early on. But slowly they're building their confidence up. Great ball in. Who's that? From Grujic, I believe, to Solanke. Or Solanke. I don't even know how you meant to say it. But that's a great finish. First time. And Felix, there's no way he's getting there. From that range, Jorge should have been doing better marking his man. So it's 2-1. Loftus-Cheek through to Saiz. He finds Danny Ings. Danny Ings out wide to Ayling. Great play from us at the moment. Back to Danny Ings. He's got the room there. Alioski, if he's onside, blasts that one at Karius. And he was onside. He timed that run very, very well. Falls to Townsend. Nice fake shot. Whips it in. And the cross just was not that good, to be honest. Oh, nice ball. Henderson through to Coutinho. Ayling has been caught out a little bit there. Coutinho's going to go. Tries going far post. And luckily, Felix saw that and just plucked that one out of the air. Great save from Vidvald. Oh, yes, Danny Ings. Nice Zlatan action there. To Townsend, whose fake shot has worked. And Karius, that is a world-class save from Loris Karius. Nice. Even I can appreciate that, and he's just saved what would have been a certain goal. Just sticks the arm out and makes sure the parry is strong. Great work from Karius. Roberto Firmino through to Salah, and first time, that was just too easy for Liverpool. I don't know where my defense was there, and Salah makes it 2-2. He's been quiet all game, but that's what you want from your big-name players, man, to step up in that one moment they get, and that's a great ball and a great finish as well. And Liverpool have made it 2-2 with about 15 minutes to go. That's just a great ball. That's just a fantastic ball. Ryan Sessegnon's not marking Salah. Jorge and Janssen are marking players already, and Salah is just a free man. And that's a great finish. 2-2. We've blown the 2-0 lead, which you never want to do. And yeah, it's really unfortunate that we find ourselves in this position when we started the game so well. Lallana. Stop it. Oh, thank goodness Jorge was in the way. I thought Lallana was just going to go on a dream run there. It's Roberto Firmino. Through to Dubois. Yes, good work, Vernon Anita. And there's the full-time whistle. And look, if you had given me a 2-2 draw at the start of the game, I would have taken it very, very happily. I would have taken it for sure. But the fact that we were 2-0 up in the first 12 minutes and have lost that lead, and really, it looked like we were going to lose 3-2 at some parts there. I mean, Liverpool looked way more likely to actually pick up another goal. But that is the position we're in. We're not the best team. So, naturally, bigger teams are going to have those opportunities against us. And once Liverpool got going, and once they made their substitutions, they brought on Xhaka, Lallana, and Roberto Firmino at the same time. A six-man substitution, I should say, at the same time. And once they brought those three players on, the game shifted completely. And they started playing some fantastic football. And as much as it pains me to say, I think we were lucky to get the draw at the end of the day, despite how fantastically we started. So those are the statistics for you guys. I mean, it looks like we were the better team, actually. 16 shots, 11 on target, 50% possession to Liverpool's 9 shots, 7 on target, 50% possession. Man of the match and the highest rated for our team was, of course, the brace holder of Danny Ings. Fantastic 2 goals. He really should be proud of himself. And a couple of options for the 2 points include Alioski, who picked up one of the assists for Danny Ings' goal. The only assist in the game, because the other goal was not technically an assist. Calvin Phillips, I thought, played well. I think that rating really matches how well he played. Pontus Jansson was okay. I thought Andros Townsend played a very good game. I thought Saiz was pretty good. A couple of options for your 2 points. Who gets yours? Vote it in the top right corner in the eye. But Danny Ings gets another man of the match performance and another 3 points on the board for him. So a couple of knocks to actually report in that game. Ronaldo Vieira picked up a sprained ankle in the first half. He was subbed off at halftime for Loftus-Cheek and he will be out for 3 weeks. And then Danny Ings, the man who's been in some fantastic form, also picked up a sprained ankle in the second half. He came off for Connor Chaplin, and he's also out for 3 weeks. So unfortunately for Danny Ings and Ronaldo Vieira, and unfortunately for us as well, they're out for 3 weeks, and it's a pretty important 3 weeks, leaving September, going into October. So yeah, pretty unfortunate. Hopefully they can recover a bit quicker than those 3 weeks, and they can be back sooner rather than later. But yeah, 2 very big players for us out in the same game. Very unfortunate circumstances. Those are the league table, guys. That is what it looks like. We pick up our first draw of the Premier League season, and we currently sit in 6th position, which is much better than anybody probably expected. Better than I expected. A lot of teams are struggling. Spurs don't have a win. Everton do not have a win. Liverpool, with that draw, now have 7 points from 5 games. City, 7 points from 5 games. So a lot of teams struggling. We're in some good form, but I'm expecting it to die off eventually, which is unfortunate. But for right now, we're in 6th, Swansea in 5th, Watford in 4th, so some overperformers there. Middlesbrough in 8th. Sheffield Wednesday even in 12th is pretty surprising. So yeah, I mean, early on, the table's going to look weird. We are playing very, very well, though, and hopefully we can just sort of stay around that mid-table area. That would be ideal. In terms of the Billy Bremner Award table, after 3 man-of-the-match performances from Danny Ings in today's episode, he sits on top with 11 points, which is crazy. Jorge and Ayling on 3, Pontus Jansson on 2, and of course this is without your guys' votes for the 2 points and the additional 1 point as well, which could change things up a little bit, but no one's catching Danny Ings right now. He is on absolute fire. He's scoring goals for fun, and he's pretty much done what I was hoping he would do, and that's start off fantastically, score a couple of goals, get some confidence. Unfortunately, this injury will set him back, so there is some chance for some other players to maybe catch him. But for today's episode, he is on top, and I don't know, it's a very, very big gap. 8 points to second, that's massive. So that's it for today's episode, guys. If you did enjoy it, leave a like on the video. Make sure you vote in the top right corner, and keep leaving your comments down below for maybe some of the free transfers in January. Let me know who's available. But that's it for today's episode, guys. Like I said before, thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you did enjoy today's video. I hope you had a good day. I'll see you guys in the next one very soon. Keep it real. Of course, we are in Season 2, so keep that in mind.